Today's look is this full face makeup using just my fingers and no makeup brushes. Using different colours, I also created this eye look, which is a little bit more on the charcoal side. I'm going to be starting out using my Long Wear foundation by Bobbi Brown and my CoverFX Mattifying primer. So when working with your fingers, you want to make sure that you've got nice clean hands. I've also used an antibacterial gel to make sure they are super clean. I'm applying that primer just down the T section of my face. Moving on to foundation, I'm using a small amount pressed between both my middle fingers and I'm just going to pat that over the entire face. Once that's been distributed around the face, I'm then just using my finger to blend that into the skin. The nice thing about using your fingers over a brush is you're not losing any of the product in the bristles. Every bit of foundation that's on your fingers will then be blended onto your face. Take care when you're working around your eye area, don't pull the skin, just use your fingers to pat it in or gently blend over the top. Also don't forget your ears and your neck. Next I'm taking the Amazing Concealer in Light Golden, and again I'm warming that up in between my two middle fingers and just using those to distribute the product under the eye. Then I'm using my index finger because it's clean, just to gently pat that in. Using both my ring fingers and the entire length of the finger, I'm going to press that all the way across, from the inside to the outer edge, and then I'm going in with my small finger, again just to pat through. Because each finger is clean, you're going to get a nice blend. Also the warmth from your fingers is going to help to melt the product into your skin. Next I'm taking the Bobbi Brown's Sheer Finish Pressed Powder, and this is in the colour Warm Natural. I'm then using my ring finger to press that into the powder and very gently swipe that underneath the eye to set the concealer. Using the same finger, I'm just going to swipe that along the T section of my face, so across my forehead, down my nose and a little bit on my chin. And this is going to take away any unwanted shine. I'm taking the Cream Contour Kit by Anastasia Beverly Hills and I'm using the darkest shade in the medium palette. Again, warming that up between my two middle fingers and I'm going to swipe that down the hollows of the cheeks. To find yours, just suck your cheeks in. So now we've got our definitive line, you just want to use your finger to start blending it in. Firstly, remove the excess colour off of your finger onto a paper towel. Make sure it's kitchen roll and not toilet roll, as you don't want lint all over your cheeks. Then you want to use a very soft feather-like motion over your cheeks in circular motions, blending the colour upwards. If you swipe too hard, you'll just remove the product and it will start to look patchy. Going back to our cream contour palette, we're going to take the peachy shade, and this time I'm using my ring finger as it's clean, and I'm going to be using this to apply it to the apples of the cheeks. Use a patting motion to distribute the colour and use a gentle circular motion to blend it out. Always start with a small amount first because you can always apply more. And remember, you can also use a powder, you don't have to use cream. Next I'm using my matte bronzer by CoverFX. I'm using my middle finger to swipe some colour on and I'm going to work that around the hairline and the circumference of the face. I'm only applying a small amount of this and I'm working my finger in circular motions to give a nice even blend. If you apply too much of this to start with, you'll end up with a muddy appearance to your skin that you're not going to be able to blend out with your fingers. For the eyeshadow, I'm using my Nars and God Created the Woman palette. I'm taking the lightest shade in the palette on my little finger and I'm applying that to the inner corners of the eyes. With what's left on the finger, apply across the tear duct and onto the mobile eyelid. Next I'm taking this bronzy champagne colour on my ring finger and I'm going to apply this over the mobile eyelid. So make sure it's close to the lash line and up to where your eye crease is. So that's the socket. You'll get great payoff from one application, but if you layer this product twice, you'll get a beautiful sheen to the eyelid. Going back to the lightest colour in the palette, going to dip our little fingers in and apply a small amount of that where the seam of that darker colour meets the lightest shade. Next I'm taking this matte taupe shade and on my ring finger I'm going to apply this on the outer corner of the eye in a bit of a C shape. It is a little bit harder to be as precise using your finger, but apply it from the outer lash line in a C shape through the socket. Then taking your index finger, because it's clean, we're going to blend the seam of this, so the outer half of it. Taking this warm shimmery brown shade on my little finger, I'm applying this to the outer corner of the mobile eyelid and gently blending that into the taupe shade that we've already applied. Remember to only apply a small amount to begin with, we can make this more intense as we go along. I'm going back to the taupe shade and I decided to apply it a little bit higher. I placed it on with my little finger and I'm blending it out with my ring finger. Going back to our warm brown shade, I'm using the side of my little finger to apply this underneath my lower lash line. This is actually a really effective technique to give you a really nice soft smoke. I'm using the side of my index finger to smoke out the inner half of the lower lash line. Make sure it connects on the outer corner with the top lid and this will frame your eye. Going back to my pressed powder, I'm using my index finger. I'm using a small amount of that to work around the seams of the eyeshadow. As it's flesh toned, it won't add any colour, it would just help your edges blend to nothing. Now, as I mentioned, this is a no makeup brush tutorial, so I'm using a brow pencil. Trying to do your brows with your fingers will be virtually impossible, as will it be with your mascara and your eyeliner. But anything where it requires a brush is where we're going to use our fingers. So for my eyebrows, I've already filled them in and I've used the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz. For my eyes, I'm using Eyeko's Me and My Shadow in chocolate brown, and for mascara, I'm using my J Manuel The Everything Mascara. This is my current absolute favourite. If you want to go the whole hog and try and apply your mascara, eyeliner and brows with your hands, I'd be very interested to see the results. For lashes, I'm using the Carly Lash by Velour, and I do have a tutorial on how to apply my eyelashes, and again I use my fingers for this. For lipstick, I'm using this NYX Butter Lipstick in Snow Cap. Again, I could use my fingers to apply it, but it does come in a tube, so it makes sense to use it straight from the tube. And for lip gloss, I'm applying this Christian Dior one in Clear, and I am just using my fingers to apply it to the centre of the lips, just to give a slightly more pouty appearance. To add a nice glow to the face, I'm using this Champagne Pop Shimmering Skin Perfector by Becca and Jacqueline Hill. Using my fingers, I'm applying that to the Cupid's bow of the lip, a little bit on the centre of my nose, a small amount just above my brows, and naturally some to the tops of my cheekbones. Again, using circular motions with my fingers to blend this in. Now, this is the second time I filmed this tutorial. This is the look I created the first time using different colours. Hey everyone, so I hope you enjoyed my no makeup brush makeup look. This is the second time I have tried to film it. The first time I dropped my hard drive on the floor and ruined the footage. So I have just inserted some footage for you to see that you can achieve a smokier look just using your fingers. When doing the look with your fingers, make sure that your hands are nice and clean to begin with, and keep handy some facial wipes just so you can clean your fingers in between each transition colour. If you are going to be using your fingers, make sure that you've got an antibacterial makeup spray that you can just spritz onto your eyeshadow palettes, liquids, creams, foundations, anything that you're using your fingers into. So I'll link in the description bar where you can buy one of those. Don't forget, I always list all the products in the description bar for you. If you're UK and Europe bound, then I will put a UK link in, and if you're US, Canada bound, etc., then I always try and put a US link in as well underneath the UK one. They are direct links that you can click. Some of them are commission-based links. They don't cost you anything, but it just means I earn a little bit from the company for linking all the descriptions. Again, you don't have to buy from those links if you don't want. You can go directly to the site and just purchase of your own accord. Some of them aren't commission-based, they're just links that I've grabbed straight from the website that I'm not affiliated with. You should be able to hopefully purchase from either the UK or the US site. I hope that makes sense, but I will link both, so no matter where you are in the world, you can click on either one of those links and hopefully be able to purchase from them. I've got to say, I'm absolutely loving this new Becca Shimmering Skin Perfector in Champagne Pop. It's the one that Jacqueline Hill has teamed up with Becca Cosmetics and created. It's absolutely beautiful. So guys, as usual, please give the video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. The reason for this is if you don't interact with the video, if you don't leave a comment or you don't like it, then YouTube won't alert you when I upload. If you haven't done so already, please subscribe. If you've missed my previous tutorials, you can click on these now and it will take you to those. I also have a makeup page on Facebook, which I'll link down below. I have an Instagram account where I post what I get up to in the day, and I also have a Twitter account. So thank you for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!